we're ready to begin. Let's start by standing with a moment of reflection and the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
First District, David Ham.
Here.
Second District, Gloria Slade.
Present.
Third District, Charlie Brown.
Here.
Fourth District, Pete Lindemulder.
Present.
Fifth District, Christine Sia. Here. Sixth District, Ted Bilski.
Here.
Seventh District, Randy Niemeyer.
Present.
We have a quorum. The next item on the agenda is the minutes. Have the minutes been distributed?
They have.
Mr. Chair, make a motion to approve the minutes as presented February 14th of 23.
Second.
Yes, sir. Minutes for February have been motioned and seconded. On readiness, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Awards and resolutions.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion honoring the Lake Central High School varsity cheerleaders, the 2023 UCA National Champions of large varsity not in the non-large varsity non-building division.
I'll second that.
It's been properly moved and seconded to honor the cheerleaders from Lake Central High School. Are they here?
They are not here, but I will be delivering this to them at Lake Central.
Okay, did you want to read that?
Would you like me to? Is it?
No?
Okay.
Just for the, you know what, as I suggest, just for the minutes, you can just read the acknowledgement in the top. That way we have a record in the minutes. It doesn't hurt.
Yes. This is a resolution honoring Lake Central High School varsity cheerleaders, the 2023 USA National Champions in the large varsity non-building division.
Any other comments?
I have a question, Mr. President. What is non-binding division? What is that?
I'm not a cheerleader.
I knew that before you answered that part. I
But
knew
I'm
that.
assuming non-building, I'm assuming that they don't do pyramids. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Several people were speaking.
Non-pyramids, no, cheerleaders standing on top of each other,
Oh, okay.
whatever else. That's what I would assume.
Any other questions?
cheerleader?
Powers of deduction. Oh my goodness.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Your pleasure. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? So carried.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to postpone and defer item number 3B through F until the April 11th meeting.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we defer items 3B through F to our next meeting. It's been properly moved and seconded. On readiness, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Item G, recognizing March as National Women's History Month.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the resolution honoring March as National Women's History Month. Trying to find that on my agenda here. I can read the resolution. Whereas Women's Month celebrates the often overlooked contribution of women in history, society, and culture. And March is selected as the month for observing Women's History Month to correspond with International Women's Day on March 8th. And whereas in the United States, Women's History Month traces its beginning back to the first International Women's Day in 1911. And in 1978, the school district of Sonoma, California participated in Women's History Day. And in 1980, President Jimmy Carter issued a presidential proclamation declaring the week of March 8, 1980 as National Women Histories Week. And whereas in 1987, after being petitioned by the National Women's History Project, Congress passed Publication 100-9, designating the month of March as Women's History Month. Now therefore, be it resolved that the Lake County Council does hereby recognize March as National Women's History Month to highlight all of the amazing accomplishments of strong, determined women. So resolved this 14th day of March, 2023.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded that we recognize March as the National Women's History Month. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Mr. Chairman, I do have a short video that I would like to present, and this is recognizing the public officials and judges that make up county government. There was a time when women did not even have a say in government issues. They were not allowed at the table. And today we have several judges and elected officials that are female. So I want to recognize them today. So I'm going to play this short video. It's not very long. And give a little bio. And ladies, if you would, after I read your bio, or if you would come up and stand for us.
Maybe someday we can have a woman president. Maybe.
This video is for Gina Jones, Honorable Judge Gina Jones, Superior Court Criminal Division, Room 3. Gina Jones currently, see, I'm not good at this, George.
I was impressed.
Can I go back?
Just that part.
Okay. Gina Jones currently serves as a judge for Superior Court Criminal Division, Room 3. Previously, Jones served as Maryville Town Court Judge while maintaining a private practice. From 2003 to 2010, the Gary, Indiana native also serves in the Lake County Prosecutor's Office as Executive Director of the Child Support Division. Jones earns her bachelor's degree from Indiana University and her law degree from Belleville University School of Law. And then there's me. Christine Sid, Lake County Council, serving as Vice President. I have 21 years experience in county government. I have been serving on this council since 2004 for the 5th District. Judge Julie Cantrell, Superior Court County Division, Room 3. Judge Cantrell attended Purdue University and after graduated, went on to obtain her law degree at Tulsa University.
Boiler up.
Cantrell started her career as a deputy in the Lake County Prosecutor's Office. In 1997, Judge Cantrell was sworn into her current position as Superior Court County Judge, and in 1998, she received the Indiana Judges Association Award for excelling in public education. Judge Cantrell and her staff handle traffic matters and criminal matters ranging from Class A, B, and C misdemeanors to Level 6 felonies. Cantrell is also the judge for Veterans Treatment Courts. Thank you for that. Judge Sheila Moss. Sheila Moss, the first African-American female judge in Lake County, began her legal career as a public defender in the Gary City Court. After 1 year as a public defender, she became a deputy prosecutor. Moss has presided over the Lake County Superior Court County Division, Room 2, since 1993. Judge Moss presides over traffic matters and criminal matters, ranging from Class A, B, and C misdemeanors to Level 6 felonies. Judge Natalie Bakota, Criminal Division, Room 2. Judge Bakota has served as a Lake County magistrate since 2000, presiding over a variety of criminal matters, assisting in oversight of the mental health court, and helping to revise pretrial release standards. Prior to becoming a magistrate, Judge Bakota spent 9 years as a deputy prosecutor in the Lake County Prosecutor's Office. Judge Bakota earned her undergraduate degree at the University of Massachusetts and her law degree at the Indiana University Maurer School of Law. She was appointed judge by Governor Eric Holcomb in 2020.
And she aspires to be the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court as pictured there,
Yeah.
but
Good. Judge Rihanna Adat Lopez, Lake County Superior Court, Room 6. Adat Lopez was born in the East African nation of Uganda and immigrated to the United States with her family when she was a child. Rihanna earned a bachelor's degree in political science at Loyola University, Chicago in 1993 and her law degree in 1996 at Valparaiso University School of Law. Adat Lopez has more than 24 years of civil litigation experience in both the public sector and private sector, including 14 years as personal injury law firms in Northwest Indiana and as attorney for the Indiana Department of Child Services in Gary. The Superior Court of Lake County Civil Division, Room 6, is a civil court addressing various legal disputes, including property rights, car accidents, breach of contract, medical malpractice, mortgage foreclosures, collections of debt, protective orders, and name changes. Just about everything sounds good. Judge Christina Cantar, Lake Superior Court Division, Civil Division, Room 4. Judge Christina Cantar has been the judge of the Lake Superior Court since Room 4, Civil Room 4, since her appointment in April of 2019. Judge Cantar served previously as judge of the city of Lake Station from 2001 to 2007 and again in 2015, which is appointment from the Supreme Court. The Lake Superior Court Civil Division, Room 4, is a court of general civil jurisdiction, hearing legal matters that include automobile accidents, bodily injury, property damage, medical negligence, real estate matters, mortgage foreclosures, contract disputes, probate matters, leases, matters involving personal property, protective orders, name changes, and debt collection. Judge Marissa McDermott, Circuit Court. After graduating from Notre Dame, McDermott worked for several years in law firms in Northwest Indiana, specializing in insurance defense law before opening her own firm. In 2016, McDermott won the race for the Lake County Circuit Court judge. The Circuit Court hears all matters of civil cases, including personal injury, breach of contract, commercial disputes, medical and professional malpractice, administrative review, divorce, child support, probate, and guardianships. The court also hears cases committed to the Circuit Court by statute, including proceedings upon tax sales. Michelle Feynman. Michelle has 33 Board of Elections Director. Michelle has 33 years of service being employed with Lake County. She has worked in the clerk's office, small claims, been the supervisor of elections and the election administrator. From 2013 to present, she has been the Board of Elections Director. The Lake County Board of Elections and Registration oversees and administers all aspects of the election and registration process in Lake County. LaTanya Spearman, Lake County Assessor. With the Level 3 Assessor certification, the highest possible in the profession, and 13 years in the assessor's office under 4 different administrators, Spearman became the first African-American woman to obtain the office of the Lake County Assessor in 2019. Gina Pimentel. I know Gina had it. Oh, there she is. Gina served Lake County Recorder. Gina served as Chief Deputy of the Recorder's Office from 2014 to 2020. And as of 2021, she is now the official Lake County Recorder. The Recorder's Office records and preserves public records, includes deeds, mortgages, liens, releases, leases, articles of incorporation, assumed business names, military discharge, subdivision plats, and other documents. Peggy Holinga Katona, Lake County Auditor. Katona has been the favorite of voters with 6 election victories and no losses since 1998. Katona was first elected and serves as treasurer in her own right from 1999 to 2005. She was county auditor for 9 years and was again elected county treasurer in 2014 and 2018. Halinga Katona currently serves as the Lake County auditor, in which her office is accountable to the Lake County Council, Lake County Board of Commissioners, and the residents and taxpayers of Lake County for the performance of all duties as may directed by law, to oversee the keeping of all ledgers and records affecting Lake County funds and seeing that such funds are received and dispersed in the manner provided by law. Judge Alexandra Dimitrovic. Did I get that right? Close? Superior Court Judge, County Division 4. Prior to being appointed judge in 2019 by Governor Eric Holcomb, Judge Sasha served 15 years in a variety of positions in the Lake County Prosecutor's Office. She earned her Bachelor's of Science from Boston University and her law degree from the Indiana University McKinley School of Law. Thank you, ladies, for serving Lake County. Appreciate your contribution, and I'm proud of each and every one of you.
Congratulations.
You judge. Gina, good seeing you. Hey, Judge. Judge. Yeah. Thank you very much.
You know, Mr. Chairman, I just want to say real quick, it's really awesome. These women are definitely prove that they can overcome a lot of obstacles. And I'd be remorse if we didn't recognize all the great women that work here in this building in Fort Lake County government. The women that I look around the room and see, we have Victoria who gets things done. We have Carol, Cody, we have newspaper writers. So, I mean, it truly is a great group. And I just wanted to say briefly that thank you to each and every one of the strong ladies that help Lake County government function. And thank you guys.
Thank you. And this will be shown in the lobby.
I didn't think all the women we got.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Yes.
3H, a proclamation claiming April as Autism Awareness Month and April 2nd as World Autism Awareness Month.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve those resolutions. I don't think there's anyone from NICEC or anything here. Later, I could drop it off at their office if you'd like.
There's a second. Second. Unreadiness. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, so carried. Moving on to item 4, acknowledgments. Are there any acknowledgements? Okay. Number 5, treasurer.
Mr. Chairman, I move for approval of a revised 144 in the County General Fund 16931-011, senior tax clerk, currently at $56,532, proposed at $73,532. I so move.
Second.
And properly moved and seconded. Any unreadiness?
Just a question, Mr. President. What's the source of the $17,000?
It's coming out. I'm sorry, I'm not the president. Going to answer, Mr. President?
No, you go right ahead.
It's coming out of Mr. Patalos's funds. It says other professional services. I had proposed this last month, coming straight out of the general fund, and it was suggested that I do this internally, and Mr. Patalos has accommodated us, and I appreciate it.
Mr. Chairman, if I could also add that we will make up the difference at the budget because Scott informed us that we'll have a shortage down the line for the 24 budget. So we can make that later on this year in 23, we can make that correction.
Yeah, I was late to the meeting.
Oh,
That's why I didn't know.
My fault.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Roll call.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes. Passes 7-0.
Mr. Chairman, I move for approval. It's a transfer in the county general fund from 63190 other professional services, $17,000, which I just described, to 61160 office and clerical, same amount.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second for the transfer. Unreadiness? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. 8, the sheriff's.
Mr. Chairman, I move for approval of creating new line item 2022 Homeland Security, non-priority aircraft and PPE equipment upgrade fund 8446.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded for that.
And that would include line item 64490 other equipment.
Okay. Questions on that?
What's the source of the funds on that?
This is the grant monies. It doesn't say grant, but these are grant dollars for the helicopter.
Do we know which grant it's from? What
Yeah,
agency?
it's a Homeland Security grant.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? You care to add anything, Chief? Okay. Roll call.
Lay,
Yes.
Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yeah.
Brown,
Yes. Carry 7-0.
Chairman, I move for approval of an appropriation in the 2022 Homeland Security non-priority aircraft and PPE equipment upgrade fund 8446, line item 64490 other equipment $131,328.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded for this appropriation. Questions?
Just for the chief, if I may, when was this grant applied for?
Last year. It's an annual grant, and we've been able to take the benefit of that, and we purchased equipment to maintain our air fleet and our helicopters.
What other types of equipment can be purchased out of that grant?
It's primarily focused on, but that's the aircraft, non-priority aircraft.
Okay,
And that's what we use it for.
thank you.
Any other questions? Roll call.
Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes. 7-0.
Mr. Chairman, I move for approval of grant application and grant approval for the Grant Oversight Committee, U.S. Department of Justice, Bureau of Justice Assistance fiscal year 2023 Kevin and Avante program grant application.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Questions on this?
What's this grant for? What
This
specific
particular
purpose?
grant's utilized for purchase of equipment to locate people. This would be people, whether it be autism, would be people with other health issues, people for whatever reason that we'd be conducting search and rescue operations for.
Thank you, chief.
$150,000 grant, no match.
Any other questions? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Yes.
Brown,
Yes. 7-0.
Mr. Chairman, I move for approval of an ordinance establishing the Lake County Sheriff's Homeland Security fiscal year 2022 Port Security Grant Fund, a non-reverting fund.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any questions?
Question?
Yes.
What is the authority of the sheriff's department over the ports or the waterways bordering Lake County? Is that Coast Guard, DNR, sheriff's department, city and town? How does that jurisdiction get spread out?
The Department of Homeland Security depends on us. We do port checks that were the 26 miles of lake shore from the state line and into Porter County. That will include any of the large transportation areas, Port of Indiana. We run routine checks along the entire coastline throughout the entire boating season.
Okay, thank you.
Other questions? Roll call.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes. 7-0.
Chairman,
Need a suspension on it.
Mr. Chairman, I move for suspension of the rules.
Is there a second?
Second.
Suspension of the rule. Roll call.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
sorry, Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Suspension 7-0.
Mr. Chairman, I move to adopt on second reading.
Second.
Been properly moved and second to suspend the rules. Roll
Approve
call.
on second reading.
Ham,
I'm second reading.
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Brown,
Yes. 7-0 on the second reading. Planning Department, Planning Commission.
Mr. President, I move for approval of an appropriation from the County General Fund 1001 for 62110 office supplies in the amount of $896. 63231 travel registration in the amount of $862. 63320 advertising in the amount of $500. 63630 maintenance and service contracts in the amount of $400, totaling $2,658.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded for this appropriation. Any questions? Roll call.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Yes.
Brown,
Yes. That is 7-0. Juvenile Court.
Chairman, I move for approval of revised 144 in the county general fund effective 3/13 of this year.
Second.
One,
Oh, I'm sorry.
12428-025, probation officer currently at $55,295. Proposed at 0. And 12544 be a new number for a nurse, currently at 0 at $55,295.
Second.
We properly moved and seconded to adopt this. Any questions? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes. Passes 7-0. Veterans Affairs.
Mr. Chairman, come on up. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve a revised 144 in Veteran Services at 16604-002 Assistant Service Officer. Present is 0, proposed is $40,219, a difference of $40,219. I so move.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded. Any questions?
What's the source of the funds for this?
General fund.
General fund, additional appropriation.
001.
But where in the general fund? If the general fund was adopted a certain levy, where are we getting an extra 40,000?
We have a reserve.
How much is that reserve?
$5 million.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
I do have one question. Do we have somebody within Lake County government that helps write grants? Because I believe that there is federal funding to offset some of this.
I think we could probably get him in touch with someone that would assist. We could probably get volunteers from the Sheriff's Department, I'm sure. And Jean Ann, do you have any suggestions of someone that would be capable of assisting?
I can give her my
veterans?
contact info after.
Yeah, just see Jan, she'll hook you up. Shoot, did we vote on the revised 144? Okay.
Roll call.
Sid, Yes. Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes. Passes 7-0.
Mr. Chair, make a motion to create a new line item in the county general 63630, maintenance and service contract. So moved.
It's position.
Your second?
Second.
It's been properly moved and second to create a new line item. Any questions? Roll call.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes. Passes 7-0.
Mr. Chair, make a motion for an appropriation currently general fund, line item 61160, office and clerical of $40,219. A 63630 maintenance and service contract of $186, which is a total of $40,405.
Been properly moved and seconded for this appropriation. Questions? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes. 7-0.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, good. Thanks, Pam.
Community corrections.
Mr. President, I may like to make a motion permitting the Lake County Community Corrections to pay an outstanding 2022 invoice or debt in the amount of $2,450 from the 2023 budget.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded to pass this resolution. Any questions? Roll call.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Yes. Passes 7-0.
Mr. President, I'd move for approval for grants and applications. Actually, grants. Would you do this, Christine?
It should
Would you
be.
care? I'm sorry. I just kept going. I'm looking at all these ordinances I have to do. so-
Yeah, I think that should have
Trying to
been
get
on.
through this, but I'll let Chris, you can do this, Christine. Yeah.
See, us women, we play such an important part. No. Indiana Supreme Court, move to approve Indiana Supreme Court Office of Court Services fiscal year 2023 problem-solving drug court grant application.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded for the grant application. Questions? Roll call.
Lay,
Yes.
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski.
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes. 7-0.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve Indiana Supreme Court Office of Court Services fiscal year 2023 problem-solving re-entry court grant application.
Mr. President, a question.
Sure.
Why couldn't we do 1, 2, and 3 all together? These are just simply applications. Unless someone objected, it seemed to me we could move to do them all at one time.
If I could, Mr. Chairman, it was always brought to my attention just for auditing purposes and clarity downstate that if it's cleaner and each item is separate, when things are reviewed, it's a little cleaner downstate. And for those people that are coming in here to look and research our FOIA request information, it's easier to locate it. But that's really, honestly, that's the only reason we.
That's fine. That's a legitimate answer.
Okay, roll call.
There's no second.
Second.
Nope. Second. Any other questions? Roll call.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Yes. 7-0.
Mr. Chairman, I move for approval Indiana Supreme Court Office of Court Services fiscal year 2023 problem-solving mental health court grant application.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Any questions? Roll call.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes. Passes 7-0.
Hey.
All right, here we go.
Re-entry?
Mr. President, I move for approval establishing the Adult Community Corrections, Indiana Department of Corrections, Community Corrections and Justice Reinvestment Grant for Drug Court Odd Numbered Year Fund, a non-reverting fund.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Any questions? Roll call.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Brown,
Motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded. Roll call.
Niemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yeah.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes. 7-0.
Mr. President, move to adopt on second reading. I gotta read the whole thing, man.
Second.
What'd you do?
We all know what you're talking
Okay, no.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Roll call.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Niemeyer.
Yes.
Yes. This is 7-0 on second reading.
Mr. President, move for approval establishing the Adult Community Corrections, Indiana Department of Corrections, Community Corrections and Justice Reinvestment Grant for the Mental Health Court Odd Numbered Year Fund, a non-reverting fund.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded. Any unreadiness? Roll call.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Niemeyer.
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes. 7-0.
Motion to suspend the rules?
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to suspend the rule. Roll call.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Niemeyer.
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Mr. President, move to adopt on second reading.
Second.
It's probably moved to adopt on second reading. Roll call.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Niemeyer.
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes. Passes on second reading 7-0.
Mr. President, move for approval establishing the Adult Community Corrections, Indiana Department of Corrections, Community Corrections and Justice Reinvestment Grant for a reentry court odd numbered year fund, a non-reverting fund.
Seconded. Question. Roll call.
Bilski,
Yes.
Niemeyer.
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Motion to suspend the rules?
Motion to suspend. There's second.
Second.
Second. Roll call.
Niemeyer.
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes. Passes 7-0.
Mr. President, move to adopt on second reading.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to adopt on second reading. Roll call.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Niemeyer.
Yes.
Yes. Passes second reading 7-0.
Mr. President, move to establish the Adult Community Corrections, Indiana Department of Corrections, Community Corrections and Justice Reinvestment Grant for Residential/Work Release Program, odd numbered year fund, a non-reverting fund.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to adopt. Roll call.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Niemeyer.
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes. Passes 7-0.
Mr. President, motion to suspend the rules?
Second.
And properly moved and seconded to suspend the rule. Roll call.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Niemeyer.
Yes.
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes. Suspension adopted.
Mr. President, move to adopt on second reading.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second to adopt on second reading. Roll call.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Niemeyer.
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes. It's adopted 7-0.
Mr. President, move to establish the Adult Community Corrections, Indiana Department of Corrections, Community Corrections and Justice Reinvestment Grant for Reinvestment Grant for Community Supervision Program, odd numbered year fund, a non-reverting fund.
Would you repeat that?
I can.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Unreadiness, roll call.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Mr. President, motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
Motion to suspend and seconded. Roll call.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes. Adopted on second reading.
Well, if we could, that was to suspend the rules, I think.
Where were we? Is that the suspension?
that was for the suspension.
Mr. President, move to adopt on second reading.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded to adopt on second reading. Unreadiness, roll call.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Brown,
Yes. Adopted on second reading.
All right. Mr. President, move to establish the Adult Community Corrections, Indiana Department of Corrections, Community Corrections and Justice Reinvestment Grant for Veterans Court Program, Odd Numbered Year Fund, a non-reverting fund.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded. Roll call.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Mr. President, move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded to suspend the rules. Roll call.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes. Suspension adopted.
Mr. President, move to adopt on second reading.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Roll call.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes. Adopted on second reading.
I'm gonna go take a nap.
Number 11, Hobart Township Assessor.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I move for approval of an ordinance amending the Lake County 2023 salary ordinance number 1476F. Reorganization of positions in the Hobart Township Assessor's Office. This is in the general fund.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to adopt this ordinance. On readiness, all those in favor,
That's got to be a roll call.
roll call.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes. Adopted 7-0.
Mr. Chairman. Councilman Ham, that was with the amended titles, or are you
Because
going to
we
do that?
only did one reading, so what I'm going to do now is,
Very good.
Mr. Chairman, I move for suspension of the rules.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to suspend the rules. Now, for the average person watching over the internet, and I know no one in this room would raise their hands and say, I don't know what you all are doing. But this is procedurally what we have to go through on adopting ordinances or clarifying the rules on resolutions and so forth. So forgive us for not being more specific, that you can understand the gobbledygook that we go through up here monthly basis. I haven't confused anybody anymore, have I?
Can you explain it,
Redefine
Charlie?
gobbledygook.
Roll call.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Jasmine, that was the suspension, correct?
yes.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, I move for approval on second reading.
Second.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second. Roll call.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I have an amendment to offer. No cost factor here. I would like to amend in the attachment, which there is an attachment. I'd like to amend that, just the title change. The one that is entitled Assessment Specialist, that would be titled Deputy Assessor. Lino, you can come up.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to second this with the
And I have
amendment.
another, and the one that is title Deputy Assessor. I would like title Deputy Clerk. I so move.
Mr. Chairman, I'll second that as well with the amendments.
On the list we previously provided you, we had two lines that said assessment specialist. The second one, the -002, that was supposed to be deputy assessor. And that was a typo on our part. And then the 13XXX 003 was supposed to be deputy clerk.
Right. That's the motion. that I-
Yeah, just two,
As an
yeah,
amendment.
two typos, no money.
No money change, just a title change.
Correct.
And
As an amendment, I offer that.
it has been properly second. Any questions?
Amendment first.
Yes, the amendment.
Adopt the amendment. Roll call.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski.
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Yes. Adopted.
Mr. Chair,
Thank you, Council.
Now the main motion.
now, yes, the motion is amended.
Second.
Any,
On the docket.
it's been properly moved and second to adopt the main motion that has been amended. Any questions on that? Roll call.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes. Adopted 7-0.
Now, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Maggio has saved $31,569 in that action. Now I'm going to ask for a reduction where we will save an additional $38,500. I move for approval on a reduction in the reassessment fund. 1337, 61100 overtime, 13,61280 seasonal employees, 22,500, 63190 other professional services, 3,000 for a total reduction of 38,500.
Second. Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Lay has the second.
I'll yield to your second.
The seconds are fast on the reductions.
That's it.
Properly moved and seconded to adopt the reductions. Any unreadiness? All those in roll call.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes. The ordinance
The
has.
date that Lino has saved about 70,000.
Yes, I think it was 72 something.
Yeah. $70,000. I move for approval out of the general fund for 63730 property rental in the amount of $12,400. I so move.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second to adopt the appropriation.
Question, Mr. Chairman. Is this for the entire year?
Yes. Actually,
And an additional, like the last month's rent or something you had to prepay.
That was they made us pay first and last month's. Well, actually, the first month's rent, and I believe it was a security deposit, but it was the same amount as the rent.
this year it's $12,400. I think moving forward.
Should be 9,600. Yeah,
$9,600, but you had to pay first and last month.
correct.
A question, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
What is the rent per month, Lino?
Prior to taking office, it was $2,000 a month, and that was probably for the last 10 years. It had never changed. When a new company came in and bought our strip mall, they reassessed the square footage, price per square foot, and they raised our rent to $2,800 a month.
I wonder if we're getting to the point where investment in a capital asset might be better use of the money rather than rent, because that much per month is pretty significant.
We have two units in the strip mall.
What I'm saying is that maybe a standalone building.
Unless the state legislators get rid of township government.
Right.
Well, I mean,
We don't want that.
that's true, Ted. I acknowledge that's been under attack for years, but just looking at the sheer numbers, it would seem that there might be some value in at least consideration of that if
We'd have a lot
You're
of
still around.
buildings to buy, Councilman, because we'd have to buy St. John Township, Hobart Township, Ross Township, Calumet Township, and who am I missing?
I'm not saying buy the building.
North is already here in this building.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that looking at the sheer monthly numbers, there seems to be an opportunity there that might be better invested in an actual building than renting from someone else. That was my only comment. I'm not suggesting to buy his current building.
Mr. President,
Yes.
no, that would be an extremely large expenditure. You only have, what, $2,800. I'm not sure what kind of building you would construct.
20 years.
And like I say, I don't believe any of the assessors, township assessors, own any of these facilities.
Correct.
So each one probably, I would assume, they're paying somewhere in the neighborhood of $2,800. Maybe you'd almost have to construct one building and move them all in one building for it to make sense. In terms of
I agree with
cost.
you. The closeness, the problem is that we're landlocked in a lot of these areas. You don't need a huge square footage, but to build a new building, the problem is where do you find the land? So South County, some of these other areas, the land is pretty expensive too, Randy. That's the other issue. And the available space to build the footprint and the maintenance on it. And we're talking a relatively small square footage. I don't know. It's, anything is always, I agree, it's always got to look at things, but I couldn't see it I could speak on Hobart, where we would find a place to build it that would be conveniently located for the citizens to get to and be affordable, because where there's open land, it's probably on 30 corridor, which is pretty salty, so I don't know if it would, work for us, but.
For whatever it's worth,
Look at it.
a $350,000 building, if you had a 20-year loan on that at 7%, which is kind of high. I mean, our rates are up. Your payment would be about $2,700. You'd have to find like a $350,000 building or less for it to make sense.
Around. Well, you're under threat. I wouldn't buy anything to take you.
I'm not saying, I'm just throwing the numbers out.
Oh, that's
Reference.
Right, I got you.
Yeah.
No, point well taken.
They may not last out his term, then,
And then we want to try to find something in the township. We don't want the folks that live at Calumet Township to have to run all the way.
Well, that's why they chose to retain so that they
Put them under one roof, so.
Right.
They voted no on the amendment. I think it's how they had it worded. You were part of that group down there when they said vote no to retain. Pardon, I'm sorry.
Then we'd have Center Township moving, and when the folks that live in Center Township, I think it's pretty convenient for them to go to Center Township for their question to get answers.
Yeah, it's the whole purpose of township government, closer to the people.
I agree. I'm huge supporter.
Did we carry that motion?
We seconded it.
We're waiting. I think we're waiting after discussion for.
It was just me butting in that caused all this trouble.
Thanks.
Roll call.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Niemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes. Carry 7-0.
Thank you, council.
Thank you, Lino, for all your assistance. Mr. Chairman, in case number 12, Calumet Township Assessor Department, 2002, I make a motion to postpone until 4/11/23.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to, what are you doing?
Postponing, deferred, whatever suits everyone.
Okay, we are not taking any action on Calumet Township.
Well, time out. I thought we were deferring to April, not no action.
Yeah,
So that way it stays on the agenda.
No action would be different. That means it would come off. So I'm moving to postpone it until next regularly scheduled council meeting, which is on 4/11/23. In the meantime, I will be paying a visit to Mr. Witherspoon.
Second.
It's properly moved and seconded to postpone. We're not taking any action at the March.
now
meeting.
we're taking action to defer it.
Postpone
I
it.
can't say there's no action.
So we are postponing.
Yes.
We're postponing action on,
We're deferring. The motion was to defer, was it not?
No.
It was to postpone.
And
Same thing.
I'm not requesting no action, which would remove it from the agenda. I'm requesting to postpone any action on this until the.
Mr. President, call the question.
roll call.
Bilski, Niemeyer.
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder.
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes. 6-0, 6-0 on postponing.
On item B, same motion, postpone until 4/11/23.
Second.
And properly moved and seconded that we postpone action on ordinance for Calumet Township trustee. Roll call.
Point of order, Mr. President, you have to state the date of April the 11th in the motion to make it complete. Other than that, you're killing the ordinance.
We will be postponing this action on the Calumet Township trustees ordinance to April 11th, 2023.
Yes, sir.
Roll call.
Niemeyer,
Yes.
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder.
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes. Passes 6-0. Health Department.
Mr. Chairman, I move for approval and appropriation in the Lake County Health Department PAGP Grant Fund 8443, line item 62110, office supplies, $10,037. 62250, healthcare and lab supplies, $32,349. 63232, travel meals, $950. 63233, travel lodging, $1,950. 63235, travel mileage, 1,000. 64490, other equipment, $14,578 for a total appropriation of $60,864.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's properly moved and seconded to approve this appropriation. Roll call.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder.
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Niemeyer.
Yes.
Yes. Passes 6-0. 14, Lake County Commissioners.
Mr. Chairman, make a motion to approve appropriation for Lake County Justice Reinvestment Advisory Committee, Local Community Coordinated Grant Fund 63190, line item, other professional service of $112,000.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to adopt this appropriation. Roll call.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder.
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski.
Yes.
Niemeyer.
Yes.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes. Adopted 7-0.
Mr. Chairman, I move for approval appropriation, the gambling emission tax fund for data processing agency, Fund 1196, line item 63995, other services and charges, $270,000.
Second.
It's been properly moved and properly moved and seconded to adopt this appropriation. On readiness.
Mr. President, what's the size of this fund? How much is in the 1196?
Annually received, close to $8 million.
Is this from Hard Rock?
Portion of it, it's all casinos.
Oh, okay. And what was that figure? 8 million?
8 million.
Thank you.
Roll call.
Linda Mulder.
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski.
Yes.
Niemeyer.
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes. Adopted 7-0.
Mr. Chairman, I move for approval, creating a new line item in County General Fund 63920, food and lodging.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Any questions? Roll call.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski.
Yes.
Niemeyer.
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, I move for approval of a transfer in County General Fund from 63190, other professional services, $1,000 to 63920, food and lodging, $500, and 64490, other equipment, $500.
Second.
It's been seconded. Any questions? Roll voice vote. Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
Chairman, I move approval of a resolution permitting the Lake County Recorder to pay outstanding 2022 invoice and debts in the amount of $155,563.89 from the 2023 budget.
Is there a second?
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Recorder's resolution. On readiness. Roll call.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes. Passes 7-0.
Mr. Chairman, I move for approval for the Human Resources Department revised 144 out of the County General Fund, effective March 27th, 2023. Position 12469,001, benefits coordinator, presently $43,259.63. Proposed $44,099.95 for a difference of $840.32.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Any questions? Roll call.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Pam,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes. Passes 7-0.
Mr. Chairman, I move for approval of an ordinance amending the Lake County 2023 salary ordinance, ordinance number 1476F, establishing pay increases for support staff and pay increase for a deputy position in the Lake County Prosecutor's Office.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's properly moved and seconded. Any questions? Roll call.
Pam, Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes. Passes.
Chairman, I move for suspension of the rules.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded for suspension. Suspension of the, a question. Roll call.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes. Adopted.
Mr. Chairman, I move for approval on second reading.
Second.
Second. It's been properly moved and seconded for suspension on second.
Could you just have the minutes reflect that attorney or that Councilman Ham was out of the room during that
Yes.
suspension vote? Thank you. I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman.
Yes. All those in favor of the second reading,
Roll call.
roll call. No, voice vote.
No, it's a roll call.
Roll call.
You're right.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Mr. President, may I leave the chambers for a moment?
No. You may leave.
Won't be necessary.
Mr. Chairman, I move for approval of a transfer in the pretrial diversion fund 7135 from line item 61125 discretionary salaries, $6,596 to 61160 office and clerical, $6,596.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded.
Roll call.
On readiness, roll call, please.
Pam,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Point of order, Mr. President. I've just been informed that I do not have to seek permission, but that would affect the quorum. If 2 or 3 people left and you wouldn't have to have your attorney said, change the record out there. So that's the reason I requested your permission to leave. That probably is the proper way for a councilman to leave this room. Because quorum can be affected if we decided, several of us, to leave at once, 4 for that matter.
I think we only need 4 for a quorum. You need 6 out of 7 votes to create a new line item.
Yeah, but I said 4, I said 4 would leave.
You only need 100% of the quorum to suspend the rules. You don't have to have, as long as there's not one person. I defer to the attorneys on the deferral. I mean, the suspension rule. I thought it had to be unanimous.
But that's not what I was saying.
Quorum.
If you let,
Quorum.
no, that's not what I was saying.
Oh, I'm
If
sorry.
4 people leave the room, you do not have a quorum to conduct business. 3 people cannot conduct business in this council. I don't care what rule you want to bring up. So if only 3 showed up at the very beginning of the meeting, that would be insufficient numbers to have a quorum. Your quorum has to be a minimum of 4.
Correct.
That's all I was saying. That's why I asked. Most bodies ask for permission of the chair to leave the room because it does possibly affect quorum. But I will yell as usual to any rule that you may have. I just need to be informed of what the rule is.
I think Ray has something.
Did you have some clarification?
Yeah. Probably the most important, reason we have minutes is if somebody 5, 10, 50 years from now will look at the minutes, and it would be helpful if there was an explanation in the minutes why somebody was leaving temporarily. And we've not done it before, but we've done it. That was it.
I might have to go to the bathroom in about 15 minutes, to let you know.
When he's done.
If this meeting goes any slower, I'm not gonna make it.
When you're done.
Dave's going after me. We got a hall pass, man. I'll meet you for a cigarette in the men's room.
Okay. Where are we?
We are on 28-1.
28-1. Councilman.
Oh, Mr. Camuel.
Oh, is it my turn?
Your turn.
Take it.
So you have to delay your funny.
Thanks.
28-1.
Council Lady said, can you?
Okay,
Here.
Mr. Chairman, I move for approval of grant application, grant approvals. Indiana Department of Corrections fiscal year 2024 grant risk reduction program grant renewal application.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Questions? Roll call.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes. Adopted 7-0.
Chairman, I move for approval supporting addiction-free environments nonprofit coalition fiscal year 2023 safe grant renewal application.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded on this grant adoption. Questions? Roll call.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Councilman Ham, do you want the ordinance?
No, it's a grant. Dear,
Mr. Chairman, I move for approval establishing the Adult Community Corrections Indiana Department of Corrections Community Corrections Adjusted Reinvestment Grant for an alcohol and drug court program, odd number year fund, a non-reverting fund.
second.
It's been properly moved and seconded on this ordinance. Any questions? Roll call.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Chairman, a motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
It's been properly moved to suspend the rule. Roll call.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Chairman, I move for adoption on second reading.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to adopt on second reading. Roll call.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes. It's adopted.
Mr. Chairman, on Department 4002, I move for a transfer in the county general fund from 61120 professional, 28,500 to 63190 other professional services and 28,500.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Questions? Roll call.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, I move for approval of U.S. Housing and Urban Development fiscal year 2023 Community Development Block Grant application.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Any questions? Roll call.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes. Randy?
Chairman, I move for approval of U.S. Housing and Urban Development HUD fiscal year 2023 Home Improvement Partnership Program grant application.
Second.
It's properly moved and seconded. Any unreadiness, any questions? Roll call.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Thank you.
Parks and Recreation.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion on first reading to approve an ordinance for the action by the Lake County Parks and Recreation Board of Lake County, Indiana, to establish the cumulative park building fund, a non-reverting fund pursuant to Indiana Code 36-10-3-21.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to adopt the ordinance. Questions?
Comments, Mr. President?
Yes.
In the study session, I had asked Mr. Basala to work on specific capital needs. One of the things in establishing a tax rate, which this does, and it reduces our ability to tax on the general fund, is to make sure that we are not creating pots of money without specific purposes tied to them. I don't believe in excess government money. All the money belongs to the people. Once we turn over the levy to the Parks Department, Parks Board, we no longer have the direct oversight of that because of the function of a park board. So I think it's important that we have transparency in the process up front. So I'm asking that the council only consider the first reading today if it's their pleasure. So thank you.
Is there any chance we can talk to Rick Niemeyer and ask him to send back part of that $2 billion that's downstate and reserved back to me? I think I paid too much in taxes.
I think you're right.
No reserve needed that big.
What's that, Ted?
It says no reserve needed that big, right?
I can't disagree.
Okay.
Does this hurt you anyway, Jim, in the timeline?
No, I mean, it still has to be done by the end of May to get
Right.
downstate. And irrespective if you do one reading now and one reading next month, or both, we're still gonna do what Councilman asked and prepare a project and move forward. I mean, we have those, and unless something, it needs to be a bit more detailed, unless something happens like a tornado hits us, that's what we follow. So that's gonna happen irrespective of anything else.
Fair enough.
Ray, you have some
Do
guidance?
you know if you received a petition?
I have not heard anything. Louis asked me that last night, and I
Last 2 days.
haven't heard or seen anything. I haven't checked, but
Yesterday was the deadline.
yeah, I'm not,
It was a 30-day deadline.
yeah, I'm not aware of anything.
For a petition.
Yeah.
Roll call.
Sid,
Oh, no, go ahead.
Yes.
Roll call.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes. Ordinance is adopted.
Now, this is a first reading that was approved. The second reading could either happen today if there was a suspension or next month on a regularly scheduled meeting. So I would appreciate if there wouldn't be a suspension and allow for Mr. Basala to provide us some detail attached to that establishment of a tax rate.
Well, the suspension is normally requested by the councilman. So if you're not requesting, yeah.
Yeah, it has to be unanimous. Mr. Chairman, I just want, while we have the parks up here, I want to say what a great job they're doing. I was at the parks this weekend. So those of you that haven't gotten their maple syrup, it's awesome. It's a great product from Lake County, Indiana. We have, I guess I'm a salesman for the,
Because I brought marketing material.
so make pancakes for dinner, make pancakes for dinner, go get some fresh maple syrup. It's absolutely delicious and,
Oh.
Oh, wow.
well, enough to sweeten up your grits.
Wow.
Nice, fancy little bottles too.
I got some. I'll share mine with someone else that didn't give it. I went and bought a big jug of it.
Hey, Jim, if I can assist you in any way in the next month leading up to this, please reach out to me.
You can get these at the Visitor Center General Store at Deep River. If you happen to come by our office, we also have some available. Those are like $4.
There is nothing as good as fresh maple syrup.
It is
One
the
of the
best.
greatest things ever. Yeah, love it.
It's all, the syrup is one thing, but the labor of producing it. This program that Ted was talking about the last weekend for the general public will be Saturday and Sunday from 10 to 4. Hopefully the weather will be better, but we had nice crowd this past weekend. As always, staff does a great job. And we have volunteers, voyagers, you see how it's made when they were traveling and take it down to Sugar. So
What happens to the proceeds?
For a walk.
It's a great walk.
It's just a
That's
beautiful
all about.
along the river. It's just a beautiful, beautiful park.
Lake County has wonderful parks.
Some of the pancake expert is Tori.
I have a big bottle.
You jam.
I don't know, I had to get something for you.
It's Dutch. Trying to help you.
Okay, County Council,
Thank you, Jim.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Criminal Justice Coordinating Committee.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, for,
Nation.
I think George had
Yeah,
said that
can
this
everyone hear
is Commissioner Reapay is going to. be
No,
speaking.
not data.
No, and.
No, this is
Criminal justice.
Criminal justice.
yes, can anyone hear me?
George, can you hear us?
Yeah, you're right, that was David.
It's a
TV might
council.
be muted.
Yeah. Christian Jorgensen sat on there prior.
George, can you hear?
Yes, can everyone hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, the TV was muted. Okay. So the first one up for Councilmatic Post, the Criminal Justice Coordinating Committee. This is the County Council shall appoint 2 council members. The one previously holding this, we have 1 vacant position currently. The person was Christian Jorgensen. It's a 1-year term, and the next appointment is July 23rd.
Mr. President,
Yes.
I would think it appropriate if Mr. Lay would be accepting of that as the only attorney on the council.
I've inquired.
I will accept,
He will?
yes. If with the approval of the president, of course. I understand. I understand.
That's a nomination, but you have to make a motion to open up first, though.
I would make that an official nomination at that point.
Mr. Chairman, I think we have to open up nominations.
We're opening up nominations for
Second.
all county council appointments.
I second that motion.
Okay. Yeah.
Aye. Got to vote on names.
We're going to close the nominations.
Well, we had a open nomination. We haven't voted on
You
it.
voted.
I said,
Oh,
you guys, they
seconded.
call for a vote
Okay.
to open up nomination.
Mr. President,
Yeah. We,
since I didn't understand it would be a vote, I simply will allow someone else to be nominated. It's not necessary I have this committee.
Did you nominate Councilman Light?
We got to vote on nominations being open, right?
Right,
There's a
right.
motion on the floor is made by Councilman Niemeyer, seconded by me to open up nominations. We need a roll call on that. I mean, a yea or nay.
Yeah, please vote.
yeah, just let us have a voice vote on opening up the nominations. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, so carry.
Mr. Blay, you definitely don't want it?
Well, if someone else has an interest, I will not require the council to vote on it. I will yield to that person's desire to set.
I think we
I
have to.
would like to nominate Councilman Lay.
I'd like to close nomination.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to open and close at the same time nominations. We vote to seat Mr. Lay.
Wait,
Motion,
we got to close the nomination
Close.
first. Just
Yeah, we had to
take a
close.
voice vote on that.
The nomination to close the nomination, the vote on the Criminal Justice Coordinating Council.
Yep. That's it.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, so carried.
motion to seat Councilman Lay.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to seat Councilman Lay on the Criminal Justice Coordinating Committee.
Any discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, so carried.
Mr. Chair, and I'll make a motion to open up nominations for the County Domestic Violence Fertility Review Team. George, do we have no?
Second.
Yes. So there is someone, Michelle Resendez has submitted a letter. This is the County Domestic Violence Fatality Review Team. The County Council shall appoint 8 members to a 2-year term. The appointment in question needs to be a medical practitioner with expertise in domestic violence. And I believe Christine Sid can speak more to that recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, there's a motion and a second to open up nominations. We have a clarification for George. I asked to call for the vote to open up nominations, please.
Is there a second?
I did.
The second.
Okay. All those in favor of closing,
Or
opening the nominations?
Aye.
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 Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I nominate Michelle Resendez to sit for the 2-year term.
Mr. Chairman, make a motion to close nominations.
Second.
It's been properly moved to close and seconded to close the nominations for the County Domestic Violence Fatality Review Team. And we have one nominee, Michelle, what's the name?
We got to call.
Wait to vote to close.
I'm sorry.
Yea or nay?
All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed, so carried.
Mr. Chairman, I motion to seat Michelle Resendez.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to seat Michelle. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed, so carried. The data,
Mr. Chairman, if I could, please ask George if we have a nominee for the, we do. Mr. Chairman, with that said, we do got it. That's right, Mr. Reed. With that, I'd like to make a motion to open up the nominations for the, where we on there? The county, yeah.
Data board, I second that.
it's been properly moved and seconded to open up nominations for the data board. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, so carried.
Mr. Chairman, I nominate Commissioner Reapay.
Motion to close nominations.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to close nominations. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, so carried.
Mr. Chairman, I move to seat Commissioner Reapay on the data board.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to seat Commissioner Repay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, so carried. Extension of Ice Miller lobbying contract.
Mr. President, if I could.
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion based on the discussion that we had at our study session. I personally believe that we've got Mr. Cockrum currently as our lobbyist. I know that we also have Ice Miller. I know there's been some discussion about extending Ice Miller to the end of the current legislative term. Per the agreement, it looks like we do have to give them 30-day notice to at least allow Ice Miller to get to the end of the contract. I personally would make a motion to give notice to Ice Miller that we will end our agreement with them at the end of the legislative session, which I believe is April 29.
I'll second
I'll
that.
second that motion.
It's been properly moved and seconded that we will extend.
We'll notify Ice Miller that we will end our relationship with them at the end of the legislative session, which is April 29, I believe.
Okay. Any questions on that?
Comments?
Mr. President,
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Mr. Lay.
What happens if the legislative session is extended, either due to someone going to the conference committee and things of that nature?
I think by law, it has to be done April 29, if I'm not mistaken.
Budget session's a hard close, I believe.
So they have to get through all the conference committees by that date?
Yeah.
Anything else would have to be called a special session by the governor.
Okay.
Comment?
Yes.
I believe that lobbying contracts like this can be useful, but maybe in the future, we look at it at a session per session basis rather than a continuing retainer. If we have specific purpose for it, obviously you want to have qualified people there representing you. Thank you.
Ray, you had some clarification on.
I think, personally, that, could be expanded to the some years down there till the last minute of the last day. A lot of things come on the last days, last 4 hours.
Minutes.
Minutes. So I think it's good.
Okay.
And then we can see.
Yeah, then I think it would give us the opportunity to see what is needed in the future.
Probably situation with having not executive legislature.
Roll call.
Ham,
No.
Lay,
Pass.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Niemeyer.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
So, Mr. Chairman, I'll draft a.
You have to come back to me
Yes.
on a pass.
Sorry.
President should have voted
Lee.
last. No. I vote no. I vote no.
What is the vote total?
2 noes.
Five.
And the rest were yeses.
Passes 5-2.
The motion passes 5-2.
I'll draft a letter to Thomas John from Ice Miller and let him know that.
What a order. Why wouldn't the president of the body draft such a letter or go out under his signature? Why should one of us do it?
We just did the motion. Could do it that way too. I'll at the end of the.
Yeah, I would think it may even be better for one of our attorneys to draft such a communication to Ice Miller. Ice Miller is a law firm.
Yeah,
So,
that's, I'll do that.
That's what he recommended.
oh, I'm sorry. I thought I apologize for that. I did not hear that he was going to do it.
No.
I agree. I agree.
And the last item for us, the interlocal governmental agreement with the city of Gary. Where are we on that?
A copy of it is,
This is the request of the city of Gary for funds for demolition within the corporate limits of Gary. I dedicated a majority portion of the funds that were designated for me to distribute. Do we have an official letter from the board of?
the actual agreement is in your agenda on the computer. It's not, we don't have physical copies anymore. We have digital copies of that letter, of that
I got it here if you want.
interlocal agreement.
No, but I'm back to, do we have an official letter from the State Board of Accounts saying that we could not use it in the original manner in which we were going to use it? We can only use it with governmental units. In many other occasions, some of us wanted to designate funds to a not-for-profit or somebody else.
Right. And Scott and I have our opinion is that you can't do that to not-for-profits with this money. Therefore, we're doing it, and everybody should understand this going forward, we're doing it with interlocal agreements. You might have seen that email from the town of Cedar Lake. We just need to do an interlocal agreement with them. But this is an approved use under the interlocal agreement statutes.
Any other questions?
So this is just for demolition, and will this also allow us to do more work with economic development if we need more work? 'Cause I mean, the theory is the broken window theory. I agree with Mayor Prince 100% of what he's trying to do. You got to start repair, you got to tear down abandoned buildings, you got to get them cleaned up first before you can have security. So I'm in full support of this, but I didn't know if we can tap into, I know I did 2 homes in Calumet Township, and I know Brown's gone already, but would that allow us, Tom, to do more, or?
This is exclusively within, under this interlocal agreement, it's 700,000 for uses in the city of Gary itself.
Earmarked specifically for demolition?
They have the actual projects listed.
Right.
Which.
That's what I was getting to. So the project list is there. You can't divert from that. If they don't spend the money tearing down that blighted property, then the money comes back to us.
That's a good, I wouldn't, let's look.
And that's where I'm asking the author, Mr. Brown, to consider that. I think these are all great projects. There's great projects there, but the money has to be spent on cleaning up the community, on tearing down those buildings. If it's not, it should come back to, should divert back to us, which I don't think they're gonna have a problem spending the money.
Yeah, and either way, even if they had problems being specific in the use of the money, if it does come back, then I would designate it to some other use there of attempting to clear up the blight in the city of Gary.
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah,
kind of sort of related to Mr. O'Donnell. How many interlocal agreements have we adopted? Not many, is that correct?
What happens is they're prepared by the Board of Commissioners.
Yes.
And I think they've only really worked on the one right now for Crown Point.
Okay, just the one?
Yeah,
Okay,
and
so the rest of the funding.
I just talked to the Fairways Water District yesterday, and they're gonna, I asked them to copy into Matt on that, and Matt's gonna get that one prepared next.
So
So
the rest of the funding is still in place?
it's still here, yeah.
Okay, great.
May I ask a question of clarification? When you say it's in place, is it mine now? If it's never been done, it would come to the new council people?
Yes, whatever Councilman Chaka didn't spend, and some of it is coming back because it was for not-for-profits.
Right, do we know how much that is?
I'm sure Scott has those numbers, or if we can get those numbers.
Just look for the resolutions.
Yeah, we
Yeah, we have them all.
Started with $1 million, so whatever he's got to return. So, yeah.
$1.4.
Yeah.
But Councilman Bilski, just with respect to the refund of the money, the project that was at 1900 West Fifth Avenue is
Yeah.
almost complete. And that one alone was $532,000.
Right.
So
It'll eat it up pretty
I'm
quick.
gonna guess there's not gonna be a lot of money.
Is there any deadline on when you have to spend the money?
It's just,
Who
in this
would I
budget year.
speak to so they can tell me the purpose for which it can be spent?
What was the question?
Good morning, Councilman. This is Attorney Matt Fetch. How are you?
Yes, go ahead.
The agreement is with Gary Redevelopment Commission. And so the head of Gary Redevelopment could sort of give you a timeline as to when the demolitions are going to occur. Once the interlocal is approved here by the council, if it's approved, then what will happen is that a purchase order will be cut. And then the city of Gary will send the bills to our purchasing department to be reimbursed for the cost of the demolitions.
That answer is pretty good, except it doesn't answer my question. Yeah, I understand the 700,000. As I understood, and maybe I misunderstood Mr. McDonald, that there was monies that was not spent by the former councilman, Mr. Machaka. And I was asking what happens to those dollars? Do they now become mine to expend? And I thought his answer to that was yes. And he referred me to, I'm going to use your first name so I don't mispronounce your last name, to Scott to tell me how much it is and what I can use it for.
Yeah, so it's effectively we're using general fund money.
Okay.
Expiration. However, this year we appropriated the $10 million
Okay, so I can get with you and you can tell me what I can expend it on. Thank you.
Well, is it clear that what if part of former Councilman Machaca's request were not expended, is that available to Councilman Lay? And are there deadlines on the use of the, whatever is remaining in the bucket?
I believe the deadlines are 2024. It has to be.
It says in the agreement 1 year,
Oh,
1 calendar year. Yeah, in the interlocal.
City Gary.
They're
Yeah.
talking about unspent money.
No, I'm just saying that the end of Gary has a year, basically. But then at that point, anything unspent would be a breach at that point. So then there's a specific process for breach in here as well, as far as what I can see.
Okay, Scott, can you spend some time with Councilman Lay on clarifying how much is left after not being able to use it for not-for-profits and other entities? And what is his absolute drop dead date of using whatever is left of the $1.4 million? All right, thank you.
Will that be a report available to us next? If there's any residual, any money left that hasn't been spent, would we have that, would you let us know that at like the May study session? Would we?
Yeah, I'll just mail it out.
Because my thought is just a suggestion, if we're pitching ideas, that the vertical garden, the indoor garden, and let's get, address this urban desert that we live in and get some fresh, so that's available for us to work with. Right across, we got Water and Soil. There's a company in the industrial park that's doing it right now. It's a great way to utilize our warehouse space, and we can get fresh fruits and vegetables to the kids, and we can feed our food markets. Now, it's not so much for my South County friends. You guys have great open air markets and such, but when you get north of 30, that doesn't exist as much. So I would really like anyone to consider if they would, and we can do it in conjunction with all the communities, but to help our food pantries with fresh fruit and vegetables, it's a great concept. So that's all I got.
Okay.
That and maple syrup.
Public comment.
We didn't vote, I believe, on the interlocal agreement, did we?
So the motion was to approve it, I mean.
Has anyone made a motion? I don't know if
No,
anybody's.
there has not been a motion.
We have not voted on the interlocal agreement.
No, sir.
No motion.
Okay. Any other discussion on the interlocal?
I would make a motion to approve the interlocal agreement as submitted.
Second.
Question, any other questions? Roll call.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes. Passes 7-0. Now, we are ready to engage the public. Is there anyone here that has comments to present to the county council? Yes, come to the microphone
Ask him to identify himself for the record.
and come to the microphone. over-
Otherwise, the folks online, Jim, they can't hear you. We're streaming, so.
And identify yourself.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the council. My name is Jim Nowacki. I live in Calumet Township, and I appreciated the efforts made today for the reorganization of the Hobart and the proposed reorganization in Calumet Township. I would bring to the council's attention that there's over 1,000 townships through the state of Indiana. Of those 1,000 townships, there's about a dozen townships that have township assessors. Of the dozen townships, almost half of them are right here in Lake County. So Lake County is really an outlier for township assessors. The legislature is going to be looking at that very carefully, and perhaps they may be proposing some ordinance to allow a vote to eliminate township assessors throughout the state. I wanted to mention to the council, I appreciated the comments made by Councilman Lynn Mutter and Councilman Niemeyer regarding cost saving for the locations of the Calumet for the various township offices. I would also like to remind the township that remind the council that in Calumet Township, we have a trustee's office that's only about 50% occupied. This is a capital improvement, almost $3 million spent in that, and there's plenty of space available for that. We also spend about $10,000 a month for the Calumet Township office on Fifth Avenue. So not only would that be a savings, but it would also provide opportunity for perhaps more rental income that would go to the township for the purpose of serving indigent members of the Calumet Township community. So I appreciated the comments regarding or finding better locations for these offices. Remind the council that the opportunity is staring you square in the face. I would urge when this matter comes up at the next meeting that you bring that to the township's attention, that this would be a good opportunity to provide better services at a lower cost and perhaps even give some more money for serving indigents in our community. Thank you.
Anyone else want to address the council? Anyone else? Okay, let me find out from my colleagues if there are any additional comments or.
I would like to thank the staff for their assistance in doing video and coordinating today's event for the women. That's all I have.
Mr. Lay?
Great job.
Nothing, Mr. President. If there's anybody present that I'd like to thank, is Latanya Spearman, who was very helpful in working with the township assessors and myself as a liaison. Thank you so much.
Mr. Biersky?
Yes.
Nothing.
Mr. Lindemeyer?
My dog's at daycare, just so everybody knows he gets there. I just checked on Snapchat.
But you're slowing us down.
Levi?
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Good meeting.
I call this meeting to adjourn.